There is a quiet voice that follows many of us through the day. It speaks up right before we try something that matters. Who do you think you are? You are not ready. Everyone will see that you do not belong here. It is the voice of self-doubt, and it can be so familiar that we mistake it for the truth itself. And often, without us even noticing, it quietly makes the choice for us. We stay small, we stay silent, we wait for a confidence that never quite arrives. Today we are not going to try to silence that voice forever, because that is not how it works. Instead, we are going to learn how to act well even while it whispers. 7 calm truths about quieting self-doubt. Stay with me. Before we begin, let us be honest about what quieting self-doubt really means. It does not mean becoming a person who never doubts. The most capable people you know still feel it. So we are not hunting for a day when the doubt is gone for good, because that day is not coming. Quieting self-doubt is softer than that. It means turning the volume down, so the voice becomes background noise instead of the loudest thing in the room. It means learning to hear the doubt, nod to it, and walk forward anyway. Think of it less like winning a war and more like sharing a house with a nervous roommate. After each truth, I will offer a small practice you can try today. You do not have to feel fearless, you only have to begin. The first calm truth is that self-doubt is often a sign that you care. It feels like a flaw, but look closer at when it actually shows up. You do not doubt yourself about the things you do not care about. It arrives precisely where it matters to you, before the work you want to do well, in front of the people whose opinion you value. A person who cared about nothing would feel no doubt at all. So when that voice rises, hear what is underneath it. It is not only saying you might fail. It is also saying, this matters to me, I want to do it well. Your self-doubt is not evidence that you are unfit. It is evidence that you are standing close to something you love. Try this now. Take one thing you have been doubting yourself about. Instead of asking, what is wrong with me? Ask a gentler question. What does this doubt tell me I care about? Say it out loud. I doubt myself here because this truly matters to me. Feel how the doubt changes shape. It is not an enemy at the gate. It is your own caring, quietly asking to be honored. The second calm truth is that doubt is a feeling, not a fact. This is the quiet trick that gives self-doubt so much of its power. The mind treats the feeling as solid information about reality. But a feeling is not a verdict. The anxiety in your chest is not proof that you will fail, any more than a cloud is proof of rain. Feelings are weather passing through, shaped by your mood far more than by the truth of your abilities. The most skilled surgeon can feel a flicker of doubt before a surgery she has done 1,000 times, and that feeling is not a report on her skill. So when doubt says you cannot, notice that it is a feeling speaking, not a fact. You are allowed to feel it and still disagree. Here's your practice. The next time doubt speaks, put 4 small words in front of it. I am having the thought. Not, I am not good enough, but I am having the thought that I am not good enough. Notice the space that opens. The first sentence is a cage. The second is a cloud you are watching drift by. You are not the doubt. You are the one quietly noticing it. The third calm truth is that you do not have to feel confident in order to act. We carry a quiet belief that confidence must come first and action second, that one day we will feel ready and then we will begin. So we wait for a certainty that, for most real things, never fully arrives. But courage was never the absence of doubt. Courage is moving forward while the doubt is still right there beside you. The brave person and the frightened person feel the very same thing in their chest. The only difference is what they do next. Confidence does not come before action, it comes after. You act first, while still unsure, and confidence is built from the evidence that you acted at all. Waiting to feel ready is waiting for a train that does not stop at this station. So try this. Think of something small you have been putting off until you feel more sure. Now shrink it to a first step so tiny it almost feels silly. 1 sentence written, 1 number dialed, 1 minute begun. Do not wait for the doubt to leave. Take the small step while it is still talking. Let your action go first, and let the feeling catch up later. The fourth calm truth is that the harsh inner voice is usually not really your own. Listen closely to the way self-doubt talks to you. You are lazy. You are not smart enough. You always ruin this. That tone, sharp and full of contempt, rarely sounds like the way you would speak to someone you love. More often, it is an echo, a borrowed voice, an old critic, a disappointed teacher, a moment of shame you absorbed long ago and never thought to question. It is not the truth. It is a recording. And once you notice it is only a recording, you no longer have to obey it. You can hear the cruel old voice and answer with one of your own, steadier and kinder. You did not choose that critic. But you can choose now whether to keep handing it the microphone. Try this small thing. The next time the critic speaks up, give it a name. You might simply call it the critic, or picture a grumpy old narrator in the corner. When it starts up, say, gently, "Ah, there is that voice again." Naming it creates a small gap between you and the words, and in that gap, you remember a simple thing. You are the listener. You do not have to believe the speaker. The fifth calm truth is that doubt shrinks with evidence, not with argument. When self-doubt grips us, our instinct is to argue with it inside our own heads, listing the reasons we are good enough, hunting for the perfect thought that will finally make us feel sure. But doubt is slippery in the world of thought. It loses its grip somewhere else, out in the world of action. One small action, actually taken, is worth more than an hour of reassurance. Send the message and see that the sky does not fall. Real evidence, gathered by doing, speaks in a language the doubting mind cannot argue with. You do not think your way out of doubt. You act your way out, one small proof at a time. Here is your practice. Take one doubt that sounds like a hard fact. I am bad at this. Instead of arguing with it, design a tiny experiment. What is one small thing I could do this week that would gently test it? Then do that one thing and watch what actually happens. You are not trying to win a debate. You are gathering real evidence and letting reality have the final word. The sixth calm truth is to measure yourself against who you were, not against everyone else. Self-doubt feeds on comparison. We hold our quiet, unfinished insides up against the polished outsides of everyone around us. And of course, we come up short. We are comparing our behind the scenes to their highlight reel. But that comparison is not only painful, it is false. You are not living their life, with their own start and luck and road. The only honest comparison is with yourself. Are you a little further along than you were a year ago? Did you handle today slightly better than you once would have? That is the measure that actually means something. When you stop racing strangers and watch your own quiet progress, much of the doubt loses its fuel. Run your own race. It is the only one you are truly in. So try this. Think of one area where comparison has been quietly feeding your doubt. Now turn the lens around. Ask, where was I with this a year ago, and where am I now? Find one piece of progress, however small, and let yourself actually feel it. You are not behind in someone else's race. You are somewhere along your own, and you have already come further than you tend to remember. The seventh calm truth is the one to carry when all the others slip your mind. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love. For many of us, the inner voice is colder and crueler than anything we would ever say aloud to a friend. If a good friend came to you, shaken, saying they felt like a failure, you would not pile on. You would soften and remind them of how far they had come. Yet when we stumble, we turn on ourselves with a harshness we would never aim at another soul. Self-compassion is not weakness, and it is not letting yourself off the hook either. It is simply offering yourself the same steady kindness you so freely give to others. You will be living inside your own head for the rest of your life. It is worth making that an encouraging place to be, not a courtroom. For your last practice, bring to mind something you have been doubting yourself over. Now imagine a dear friend said those exact words about themselves. What would you say back to them? Hear your own gentler, truer answer. Then, slowly, turn those very same words toward yourself. This is the voice to practice. Not because the doubt is silly, but because you deserve the same kindness you hand so easily to everyone else. So there they are. 7 calm truths to carry with you. Self-doubt is often a sign that you care. Doubt is a feeling, not a fact. You do not have to feel confident in order to act. The harsh inner voice is usually not your own. Doubt shrinks with evidence, not with argument. Measure yourself against who you were, not against everyone else. And above all, talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love. The doubting voice will still visit you, especially right before the things that matter most. That is not a sign of failure, but part of being a person who cares. Quieting self-doubt was never about reaching a silent, fearless mind. It was about turning the volume down and walking forward while the voice still murmurs in the background. Be patient with yourself. The confidence you are waiting for is built slowly, one small brave action at a time. If this helped you feel a little steadier, take a second to subscribe and leave a like. It quietly helps the channel grow. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me. Be gentle with yourself, and take care.